What's up, guys? It's the Devil's Town here, and in today's video we're going to be going over an up-and-coming team that is absolutely dominating NA West, and that is XTRA Gaming. But before I get into this video, guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So I have removed my face cam, and I'm going to just be showing you a little bit background on XTRA Gaming. If you have not heard of them, they are a team that is all stationed in NA West, so all of their players are NA West, and they are some of the most consistent, dominant performers. Let's take a look at the roster real quick. On their competitive player roster, they have Caleb, Vert, Middi, RichHomieQuinn, Extinct Knives, and Kenshi. Now, if you look at this team, probably not some of the biggest players, right? But their consistency is unmatched. We're going to be taking a look at that in just a second. So if you go to the power rankings of the teams in North America, you have XTRA Gaming sitting here, Caleb, Vert, Middi, RichHomieQuinn sitting in 5th overall with their squads, and then they have the second part of the roster, which is Extinct Knives, Kenshi, and Former, which for some reason is listed as a content creator on the site. I am unsure. But let's take a look at their individual performances on the NA West servers and their rankings. So again, let's take a look. We have Vert sitting at 14th. We have Middi sitting at 18th. We have Caleb sitting at 22nd. We have RichHomieQuinn sitting at 31st. We have Extinct sitting at 46th. And we have Kenshi and Knives 56th and 53rd respectively. So if you're doing quick math, that is 5 players that are inside the top 50, and that is 7 players that are sitting just inside the top 100. No other team can boast that. Not even big clans such as FaZe, TSM, Liquid. All of these teams don't have this type of consistency. They are literally just dominating this Western server. And we're going to go in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at each individual player and what makes them so good and so consistent. Starting off, we have RichHomieQuinn. Been a fan of RichHomieQuinn long before he was in XTRA Gaming. I have actually VOD review RichHomieQuinn on my channel previously. It was one of my most successful videos I've ever had. So if you want to watch that video, link will be down below in the description. But he is in this Cash Cup game. He places 13th in this Cash Cup game. So we're going to just be talking about back-to-back clips he gets in here in this first game and what he does that is so well. We're just going to watch it from start to finish. So he gets a couple tags on this player. There's some nice vibe music as well. Decides to crash pad over, really great. So the guy does have no time to heal, has no time to heal. Nice quick box. Now watch what he does to this player. Boom. So many good things to talk about right there. I'll get into this clip in a second, but we're going to watch it in slow motion and see what he does that is so good in this clip. It's a lot of movement. It's a lot of just mind games, box fight mind games. This is a very common thing to be successful in mind game, in box fights, and Martaz is a master of this. I've seen Martaz do this quite a bit. But it's basically you fake out your opponent, but I really want to take a look at the movement that makes this so good. So it edits through, crouches down, and then he easily pops for a right-hand peek. His movement makes him so difficult to hit, and that allows him to get an easy elimination. Now we're going to be talking about this next engagement. It's really fast, but it really shows Quinn's huge big brain plays because he makes this opponent look so lost by doing what he does. So Quinn is boxed up, edits his opponents down. Look at where his opponent's looking lost. It's an easy crack, right hand peek, easy, finishes his fight. A nice peanut butter on that person as well. Not sure if he killed him or finished him, but because it switches to another gauge. But let's just talk about just how smart and protected that is. So we're going to change the playback speed. Oh, sorry, I'm going to mute. So he places himself in a brick cone, which is really difficult to see, obviously. So edits back through, and his opponent falls. And his opponent has no idea what's going on. He cones himself. He's looking all around. He gets a huge crack and actually turns the other way. He has no idea where Quinn is. And then he gets third party. Again, another nice right-hand peek as well. So great stuff from Quinn there. A lot to learn. Just good movement, good box fighting mechanics, and then the big brain to protect himself while knocking that opponent down, completely confusing him. Next up, we have XTRA Vert. And this clip is going to be taken from DreamHack Finals. So again, super stacked lobby. A lot of really, really good competitive players in here. So let's just take a look at how he kills this opponent right here, because there's a lot of great stuff to learn from this box fight. So he's sitting just outside Pleasant Park looking around. He's 146 above Surge, but unfortunately he does end up getting pushed by another opponent that probably does need Surge. Good peanut butter peek. Not too worried about the wall getting taken due to having 0 ping. He decides to edit out for more space and to be safer. Notice how he's able to hold all of his walls. And his opponent makes a mistake, goes here, backs. Beautiful movement. Little attempt at the Metro Classic. Probably better that it didn't work. A little bit of a mistake there that we'll go over. Really good decision not to push into that tarp, right? That opponent has all the piece control, so why not go up and out so where you don't have to worry about getting trapped. Good peek right there at attempt. And good recognition that the wall is one hit. GG's to Bumboy. But we're going to watch this engagement in slow motion and see what makes it so good and all the things he technically did good. And the things that got him a little bit in trouble, but not the end of the world. So again, like I said, he's looking around, just chilling. And unfortunately, an opponent is going to go up and push him, needing Surge. So he notices, doesn't panic at all. Pretty confident well with his walls. He is 0 ping, so immediately places a cone and edits it. Goes for a nice little peanut butter peek, but does miss the shot. So good right hand peek, safe peek. Notice how his opponent isn't double swinging. So only hitting it once or twice to get it weak. Doesn't want to double swing. And because he's 0 ping, can't take the wall. So he backs out for extra space, which is really, really smart. Gets rid of that ramp. And then resets the wall, holds his wall the entire time. Notice his opponent goes on that wall, and Vert knows that it's open. And good movement to block back behind. Now here's where it's the one mistake. It was probably good that he didn't Metro Classic right there. But he knows his opponent's super weak, so he does pressure. So he tries to take the wall without it actually breaking, and that was his mistake. But he gets it right there, but does choke the edit. But this decision's so smart. I really like it because, again, it's going to be faster to go out through another way than just sit there breaking metal. And the servers are so laggy, I guarantee you his mechanics are not that bad. I bet it's just because he probably feels like he's playing in mud. But this is a good peek right here. He blocks that off in case his opponent edits, and he looks for a nice little right-hand peek right here. Doesn't get it. And then notices that the wall's one tap, so the bullet's going to go through easily, especially with how laggy the servers are. And that's a GG's. Good stuff from Vert right there. So next up we have Middi, and this is actually from a first place in solo FNCS finals. So again, this shows how consistent and good this team is, but especially Middi. So let's take a look at what he does here. There's a lot of good things to talk about in this little short clip that he does. So let's just see it. I'm actually going to have him on mute because he has copyrighted music. So he takes his crash pad. He has 3. And so what I love that he does here is he gets to a nice open space and immediately goes to dead side. So he's right next to the storm hugging him. So he doesn't have to worry about congestion. Look how uncongested this area is. And so notice how he decides to pop a medkit here. But instead doesn't do that. So I love that he edited through with the blueprints, but he didn't go for any piece control. That is something he could have probably done, gotten that cone in a little bit earlier. But he decided to go for the shot because his opponent had his back. So we're just going to look at the W key. The angle is really good too as well. A nice right-hand peek, nice and safe. So he flies over, goes to dead side, and this is always good to look for a refresh. He notices his opponent's back is to him. He's pressuring someone else. So he comes through, good angle. That's why he went for the shot, because his opponent's back. Then he shoots through. Notice how he's going for the immediate cone. His opponent tries to edit out, but Middi is prepared, and that's a GG's. That's really, really good. So good decision to go for that shot because he recognized that his opponent had his back to him, so he was able to get that free shot without having to worry about that extra piece control. Because imagine if he cone slides and then puts him underneath that cone, he loses that opportunity for free damage. Now, if the opponent's facing you, that's when you want that piece control. But since his back was to him, it's an automatic free shot. Really great job from Middi, and congratulations on that first place performance. Next, we have Caleb. Now, Caleb doesn't have a ton of content on YouTube for me to view. He doesn't seem to stream either, and so this is from a highlight video. That's why we're going to be watching it in slow mode originally, because it's just clip after clip. It's a highlights video with nice montage music, but we're just going to talk about what he does here right in this clip, and this is before he even reached Champions Division. So again, just some good things to talk about. So we're going to be talking about piece control and crosshair placement. So edits through immediately, and then immediately gets this cone wall. So now this opponent is stuck. He can either go down, and he reads his opponent beautifully right here. Again, this isn't even Champs Arena, but it's just still good because it works in all game modes, all levels, players of skill. If you read your opponents, it's really good. Notice that crosshair placement. He's waiting. Notice how he follows the player. He's waiting for the player to edit out. Boom. And gets a nice 158 charge shot. Again, if I'm that guy, I'm not editing out on someone holding a charge for 3 seconds when the guy has full piece control, and that's just a different level of quality of player. But it doesn't matter. Again, the key concepts, again, piece control, establishing it, kind of trapping an opponent with a zone, really smart. 1 and 2 is just crosshair placement, following your opponent. And I apologize, there isn't a ton of content for me to review for Caleb, but GG's. Next up, we have Extinct, and he is very similar to Caleb in the fact that he pretty much just posts highlight clips on his YouTube channel. So again, it's just very, very fast montage-like. So I'm going to have this slow down immediately. Just one really good clip from this montage that we really, really like to see. And we'll talk about 2 things again. It's just pressure cone slide, and well, we'll just talk about it as it goes. So cracks the wall, edits through with the blueprints, and immediately gets the cone down, and that's what that piece control is so huge. Boom. And the guy is slow editing out, and he just smacks him, hits double headshot. But the best thing he really did right there is immediately with his blueprints, as he edited, he kept his blueprints and then placed the cone, and then got that piece control to go for the shots. That is something that's always huge. A lot of pros do even make that same mistake where they'll edit and then switch to the shotgun and then go for the piece control, because it's better to establish that piece control early, and that way you can make sure you get your shots off instead of missing an opportunity that an opponent has to defend themselves by not getting that piece control. So a really good clip here from Extinct. Alright, next up we have Knives. Again, this is kind of a clip from a highlights montage, so we'll just kind of get it in slow motion, just a quick, real little clip about just demonstrating what makes these pro players so good. So getting tons of piece control edits through, and then right here, this is where everything goes really well. Piece control, wall. He literally owns this entire box minus the floor and ramp, and then immediately cone sides to get that extra last bit of piece control, and opponent is basically box like fish, and just GG's. Good stuff from Knives in that clip. Last but not least, we have Kenshi, and we're just going to be taking a look at what he does in this clip that is so good. And it's, again, highlight type style, so it's just jumping, claps back and forth. So we're going to be looking at it just in slow motion. So he notices his opponent is running away from him, probably weak. So he pushes, tries to get a cone for piece control, doesn't get it. Shoots through with the AR, doesn't get it, but wall immediately places the ramp with the blueprints. Again, so good. You saw Extinct do this exactly. Get that piece control established early as possible, and then go for the shots, then switch to the shotgun. Again, because if you switch to the shotgun and then place that piece, you're wasting time. Your opponent can edit out, make a play, heal up, especially if he has fish. You don't know what your opponent has in inventory. So really great stuff from Kenshi right here. That is going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.